It's 4th of January 2021, Monday. I'm back after a short break, my year end vacation, wherein I just took a break from my daily journaling or whatever the new normal that I've been following since last several months. So it's 2021 now, it's January. Happy New Year for everyone who might be seeing it now, or rather listening to it now. Quick update from what really happened since where we left last. I had been to BR Hills in the last week of December. I think it was on a Tuesday that I decided that I'll go to BR Hills. I'm not really sure if I recorded or made a journal of it, but if I haven't, this is an update. So, after long um, delays of me planning to go to MMLs or BRLs, I just decided that I'll go to BRLs instead of MMLs because quite a few folks who had gone there recently told that the route is very good and it's very scenic, fresh, and all the stuff. And as per my calculation, I went on a weekday, and that is on a Tuesday, to avoid traffic both on the way to BR Hills as well as after I started riding into the forest zone. So overall, I was like very happy that my calculation went well. The ride went fantastic. Absolutely no issues with the bike or riding or anything. I enjoyed the ride. I enjoyed the road. I enjoyed the forest. I enjoyed being in BR Hills. Overall, it was good. Nothing too exciting, nothing like sighting or anything. But it was good to be back here after I think almost 4 years. And the last I was here was when I was doing a project, a self project about the tribals of BR Hills, a photo shoot. And after that, I had not gone there at all. And I think a year or two after that, I realized that one of my good friend who was helping me with the project, who was a naturalist there, passed away due to heart attack. And that is the only reference to BRLs I had over the last 3 to 4 years. But nevertheless, the trip was, the ride was good, and I really enjoyed the food exploration on that day. Tried out new places, tried out new things, and everything was good. That was the best thing. So it was not straining. That was the best part of it. And after that, nothing much. I don't know if I really wanted to go anywhere or there was any opportunity to ride or drive anywhere. But I just stayed back at home until now. So I'm not gone out anywhere. So not much of a travel update after that. But most of the things that I will be talking about now is about this whole New Year celebration and how things are since the New Year started 3 days ago. So when it comes to New Year celebration, the New Year Eve part of it, historically I have going on a New Year Eve dinner with the family every year since like several years. But last few years we have slightly cut down. Last couple of years, definitely yes, but we have slightly cut down going on a New Year Eve because of the family, extended family, and all those stuff. But this year around, as a family, we had not gone out anywhere for lunch or dinner, so we decided that we'll go out for lunch instead of for dinner. Because one another problem was that there was a planned kind of curfew or a section 144 that was imposed in the city or in the state, I would call it, which meant that we are not supposed to be going out in group during the evening or night. Especially like in our house, we wanted to go out like seven of us, so there was like very less possibility of we being able to get hold of a cab and go out together and enjoy our dinner and come back. So instead, we opted for lunch, and the place that I chose this time was very close to my place. Not that I've not gone here, but we never dined out here. So we always picked up a takeaway from here. So it's a North Karnataka fine dining restaurant that we went, and surprisingly, it was very good. I mean, I was very happy with the kind of food, and luckily, I would say even my parents liked it a lot. The taste, the ambience, everything was good. It overall it went well. A little bit crowded than what I calculated. We wanted to be there by around 2 o'clock, but we reached by 2:30, and by that time the crowd had kicked in. So we had to wait for some time, but the wait was worth it. So the dinner, sorry, the lunch went well. And in the evening, we didn't plan much. Again, I mean, all thanks to this curfew. And even otherwise, I'm not a person who would like to go out to a party place or hang out with friends or cousins or anything. I've been somebody who stays away from all these things, and maybe it's about like in my entire 3.5 decades of my existence, I would have probably done it about 4 or 5 times, and once uh, pretty grand when it comes to New Year Eve celebration. That was when I was in UK. But in India, in Bangalore, I don't think so I've ever done anything like that. It's not my cup of cake or whatever, cup of coffee. So I stayed away from that part. And again, this section 144 meant that we couldn't go out anywhere. But we did take some risk, and we wanted to be a little bit adventurous. So me, my wife, and my kid went out to have some ice cream the night. It was almost 11 o'clock, if I'm right. So we took a chance, like we wanted to see if the ice cream shop near my house was open, and we went out. Uh, as expected, the roads were empty. When I say empty, it was absolutely empty. It was looking like as if it was like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the night. Such empty, but only people who were there were the cops. And I tried to avoid as much as possible riding on the main road. So we went in the by lanes and reached the ice cream parlor. Luckily, it was still open. We had our ice cream, came back home, and at the strike of midnight, we cut the cake and called up my sister, wished them, and I crashed off. Like I think that's I wound up the day with cake cutting and wishing my sister and my in-laws. So that's where it ended. It is 1st of January morning, and the biggest task for 1st January is obviously the temple run. So started going around to temples. In one of the temples we had given for puja, and another 3 or 4 we wanted to go. All of them are like in a single place. The first one where we had given puja for, that went well, and that went pretty fast or quick. But when we went to the other cluster of temples, when we finished one, that's when we realized that the crowd was too much. And of the two temples that we wanted to visit, uh, we just realized that both of them had very long queue. In fact, like in one of them, we tried to stand in the queue, but looking at the crowd, and we felt a little bit uncomfortable. Obviously, like this uneasiness has kind of crept in, and it has become a part of our life. Whenever you see crowd and you have to stand in a queue, and especially temples, means people are like very um, disrespectful. Like they just like push pull, and they just don't follow a queue. They don't maintain social distance. So at one point of time we just realized that okay, it's done, so we just wind up and we just come out of the queue. So we just prayed from outside the temple, and we came off home. So we came home, had nice food. Mom had prepared nice dishes, so we had nice dishes. In fact, like on Jan 1st, like we had invited my cousin's parents home for the lunch. So we got some lunch packed home from a new place this time around. So we had that. So everything went well. But one thing I didn't like about what happened in first was after I came back from temple, I started calling up my cousins and my close relatives like my mama and all those things. Most of them acknowledged, they picked up, we wished each other and all those things fine. But one specific couple, I would say, they neither picked up nor they responded. And it's almost 4th of January now, and still they have not even bothered to even message and convey wishes to the new year, or probably even ask like why I had called them on Saturday, or rather I think it was Friday. Yeah, so that was a little bit disappointing. Or I know I should not be taking such things to personally, but again I felt a little bit bad that even after repeated calling, they didn't even bother to respond uh, back or even acknowledge back regarding it. And anyway, I it was there in my head for a day or so, but I've left it aside. So nothing much on that regard. Now, fast forward to Saturday. That's when kind of things went southwards. 2nd of January, Saturday, and some unwanted, crazy discussions between me and my wife resulted in a kind of like a fight. And again, this is not something which I expected in the very first or second day of the year, or I mean, it was totally unexpected. It took me by surprise. Even I got a bit upset, and the conversation kept on growing, and it went on till yesterday evening. Even now, things are not fine. I mean, it was for a simple, silly thing about visiting a temple. I had not sidelined it, nor that I wanted to go or not go or time or anything. But something happened, and the exchange of words were not in a positive way from both the sides. So in that way, the weekend was a little bit upsetting. I'm still yet to come out of it. I'm pretty sure my wife is also pretty upset about it. Just hoping that we come out of all these things soon and make sure that the rest of the year and the rest of the month at least is better and not as bad as what it was on Saturday and Sunday. Definitely, even yesterday was a little bit bad. In the afternoon, I had taken my dad outside to visit some property which we had picked up recently. We just got to check that one. But even after coming back in the evening, we got into a little bit of fight, and that's something which I didn't anticipate. But again, as I told you, the conversations were not positive from both the end, and again, it kept on aggravating and all that stuff. Anyway, that aside, I'm pretty sure that will get sorted out or ironed out very soon. But fast forward to today, 4th of January, it's a Monday, so that means I'm back to work after almost about 2 weeks of vacation. In a way, it felt nice. One main thing being, yesterday, 3rd of Jan, was my 10th year anniversary in the company that I'm working. So it's been like exactly 10 years since I've been working in this organization. Overall, about 16 years of software industry experience. I'm not sure what I really have achieved big yet, but this is exactly where I stand. So most of the day was like pretty much catching up on the emails, spending emails, and caught up with the teams, figuring out how their vacation went and what they were doing and what do we need to do, and spent a little bit of time ensuring that the meetings are set up for the rest of the year, because that's one of the key components of this work from home. Because once it is etched into the meeting calendars, so that means that either me nor the team misses it. So set up few series of recurring meetings for a daily catch up and all those things. And again, was catching up with the team members. Some of them, today's the first working day. It's first official working day of the year, and they started asking for leaves already for January itself. Uh, can't say no, can't say yes, but again, eventually ended up saying yes to them because they want to travel far. Again, we don't know what is the situation there. Again, all this lockdown, curfew, and all those things, or quarantine things will come into picture. And it's a tricky time because Q1 is when we are having the GA of the product, which we released as a beta in November. So in that way, I was a bit reluctant, but again, we couldn't help it. I can't say no for holidays, so I had to agree for this one. So that happened. Anyway, it is the day went well when it comes to the office. So overall, it was, I would say, like pretty balanced. Um, so things will catch up in the coming days, and things will become a little bit hectic. I'll not be surprised if again the Tuesdays and Thursdays will be nightmarish. But I'm planning to ask people who are setting up regular catch-ups with me to make sure that it's equally spaced in the week rather than piling up on a specific day. So let's see how that goes. So this is how it was. So the very first journal of 2021, pretty lengthy one, I think almost 15 minutes long. But I had to catch up on so many things over the last 1.5 weeks. Probably I would say like 1 week to be more precise. So the format has changed. The way I'll upload it and save it will change. I'll probably tag it as dates instead of log numbers like what I did last year, so that at least I know when that was uploaded or anything like that. I won't have any specific captions or anything or any titles. But let's see how things goes. Maybe I'll add, I'll change. For now, I'll just tag it with 2021-01-04. So that's exactly what this particular journal will be called. It will continue to be daily, and I'll see you back tomorrow with updates on what happened tomorrow or few other updates from the last 1 week. Thank you. Bye bye.